Welcome back to the Talk Travel podcast. I'm joined once again by our senior travel consultant, Deana, who will be taking us through her experiences on our recent familiarisation trip with Titan Travel to Canada. Deana, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Very well. Amazing trip, I have to say.
I know. It looked amazing from the pictures that I've seen and everything like that. Interesting to talk to you about your experiences today. So was this kind of your first time traveling with Titan?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, it was superb because you get the VIP door-to-door pickup, which was a lovely way to start and end the holiday, where the driver just picked you up from the door, literally drove you to the airport terminal, and then you could start the holiday. No hassle of parking, no nothing. And then he was there literally prompt and efficient to pick us up on the way back. So yeah, a really good addition to their trips, I have to say. Made it really easy and stress-free.
Yeah, sounds like that kind of really gets you into the holiday swing and stuff like that, because it simplifies your kind of check-in and stuff.
Completely.
So have you visited Canada before, or was this your first visit?
No, first time, yeah, and it exceeded every literal expectation I had. It's absolutely incredibly beautiful country, really is. And
So
I recommend it should be on everybody's bucket list, without a doubt.
I know I'd absolutely love to do it, to be honest. And so you started in Banff, which obviously is quite a popular destination nowadays. Yeah. Can you just describe your experiences there briefly?
Yeah, it's a gorgeous little kind of, it's kind of got a real village feel to it, with all traditional hotels kind of made in wood, and got kind of like a little bit of a Swiss feeling to it. And literally kind of on the main road where all the shops and the bars and the restaurants are, everywhere you look, the mountains surround the resort. So it's really beautiful. And when we were out in the evening, we saw a load of elk walking across the street, and it made you really feel like, oh my God, we're in Canada, and the mountains behind, and 8 elk just walking down into the car park. It's just, honestly, it's incredible. It's a real beautiful resort that you could enjoy year round, without a doubt.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, to be honest. And so with one of Titan's things is the kind of escorted tour experience. How would you describe kind of the activities and stuff that you were doing? And was there kind of a good mix between, doing the escorted tours and then kind of exploring independently?
Yeah, definitely. We had a very little downtime, obviously, because they wanted us to see the country. But in Banff, we did the Banff gondola, which is a highlight of anybody staying in Banff. So you literally kind of go up into the mountains on a cable car, and then you have views from all of the top of it. There's a coffee shop up there that you can take, and the scenery is absolutely incredible, and that is without a doubt a definite highlight of visiting Banff. It's really beautiful, and you just have views across all the mountains and all of Banff below, and it's a really reasonable cost. It's something that I would say is a must do when you're in Banff.
Yeah, and from there as well, you went on the kind of Rocky Mountaineer experience.
We did.
How were kind of the onboard team? How effective were they in kind of describing your surroundings, and how knowledgeable were they?
Incredible, I have to say. You have the guides that are your kind of waitresses and waiters, and they also have a team leader on board. They literally point out if they see any wildlife. We weren't lucky enough to see a bear until the end of the trip, but they point out kind of highlights when kind of bridges and tunnels are coming up for you, and keep you really informed throughout. We were lucky enough to do the gold service, which I honestly cannot recommend enough. It's a fully domed carriage, so literally the views are all around you. It's got a viewing deck on the train as well. It's a fully serviced bar, so you can get drinks literally throughout the whole of the trip, and you get snacks. And then you have a first and a second seating for dining, which they take you down to the dining restaurant, and the food is sublime. It's really high standard, and the whole experience just feels luxurious from start to finish, and really, really knowledgeable, friendly staff that can only literally be kind of recommended as first class, to be honest. Really, really good. And they kind of will also answer any questions for you and kind of pick out any points and kind of the history of the Rockies. So yeah, it's an incredible experience and one everybody should do, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm. And so as part of the package, you obviously had the excursions on there. Were there any excursions you could add on to that, or were they kind of just included in the price?
No, on the Rocky Mountaineer, it's kind of included in the price. So they do the silver service and the gold leaf service. The silver service, you still get the onboard kind of leader giving kind of the information of the surroundings, but you get fed every kind of couple of hours. Well, drink service, I should say, every couple of hours, and then you eat at your chair. But in the gold service, you get a fully stocked bar throughout the whole of the trip, so they come round all the time and serve you drinks and coffee. And then you get to experience the proper dining carriage where you can kind of enjoy sumptuous 3-course feast. If you want to add anything else to your menu, they absolutely are open to you doing that. They serve really, really good quality wines from the region that you're travelling in as well. So the gold leaf service for me personally is definitely, yes, it comes at a premium. But I think if you're doing the Rocky Mountaineer, then do it in style, I say. And I just think that upgraded price, in my personal opinion, is worth the money.
Yeah, I think that's a good set of advice there. Just to kind of finalise, I guess, for someone who's kind of wanting to visit Canada and maybe wanting to travel with Titan, what advice would you give to anyone?
Oh, I'd 100% do it. They really, really have knowledgeable staff. We had tours that because we ended up in Vancouver. We had a city tour in Vancouver. We went and saw 2 kind of rescue bears that would have faced certain death had they not been rescued. So you do get a chance to see a couple of bears up front. It is an ethical trip, and you can take, again, a gondola up through the mountains to see them. All of the trips are kind of included. It's at a nice pace, so it's not too kind of full on. And you will get experienced leaders and tour guides throughout, and with that VIP door-to-door service. I really think Titan are, without a doubt, probably one of the best people to do this kind of trip with. One of their other popular trips, which we didn't get to do, is combining what I did with an Alaska cruise. That's probably one of their biggest sellers. And again, seeing the cruise is in port. When we were in Vancouver, we were all wanting to get on board and get to Alaska. So if you can combine the two, then I think you'd really be in for a trip of a lifetime.
That sounds amazing. Thank you so much for your time again.
Thanks for listening. If you'd like to book a similar trip to the one Deana took, or if you'd like to ask one of our travel experts a question, call free at 0800 707 6229. Alternatively, visit www.travelclubelite.com to view our wide selection of Titan holidays and send us your inquiry. Be sure to also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and X at Travel Club Elite, and keep track of our upcoming episodes on Spotify, Amazon Music and Apple Podcasts.